Okay, this is awesome. This is like my fourth take. I actually recorded like a big one for 20, 30 minutes and it only recorded 4. So awesome. Okay, so today I'm coming to you about talking to you about um, finding the right answer, aka magic pill, aka getting stuck in perfectionism, and which is actually the art of missing the bigger picture. All right. So the reason I decided I wanted to do this had to do with my knee, my right knee, as it has, I've had some challenges with my knee over the past few weeks. Now I have had a couple of knee surgeries over the course of my lifetime, and I'll get into those in a little bit. Total of 9 surgeries actually, but 2 of those were on my knees. It's definitely nothing to brag about. That's for sure. But you learn a lot of stuff, hopefully, right? All right. So one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because I was in here the other day and I was doing my knee exercises, and one of the guys who has hurt his knee and pretty severely. So the story that I'm going to give you today about my knee is because I saw improvement with my knee. If I never saw improvement with my knee, bet your bottom dollar I would have gone to the doctor to find out what was wrong, because I have 2 people that I know. This particular person, he needs to actually have surgery. So for some of the tears that he has on the ACL, PCL, MCL, I believe, it's pretty extensive. And obviously there's going to probably be some meniscal damage, and there is a fracture with on the femur, I believe. So I mean, it is pretty serious. So and my other client slash friend, their knee issue has just gotten worse and worse and worse over time. There's weight loss associated with this. It's actually really serious. So this could be bad stuff. So if I never saw improvement with my knee, I definitely would have gone to the doctor. But because that wasn't the case for me, I'm going to give you my story. So in case things are not improving for you, you definitely need to go see a doctor. And this is just my story. I'm not telling you what to do in any way, shape, or form. Okay. It's his mindset. Okay. He's afraid of losing muscle. And so he's like, I just want to find the right answer. And there's no such thing. That is going after perfectionism. That is another way to say magic pill without saying magic pill. And it is the art of missing the bigger picture. Okay. And I told him that. And that's more what looks like to be the right answer happens to be a final piece of a puzzle that makes everything better or improved. Okay. So an example would be this tapestry. Okay. So now you can see there's multiple colors, there's multiple designs. So there's no way that this is just one thing, right? We can see that, okay? You are no different. You are not one thing, okay? You are a system of systems, and an amazing system of systems, and we are complex, and it does not work that way. Sometimes, every once in a while, it's that one thing, okay? But not in this case. Okay, so we'll back up just a bit. So my very first surgery was when I was 14 years old. My knee wouldn't support me. And so I had to have surgery. So I was 14. I didn't make those decisions. My parents did, right? I'm not quite sure if I would have had a say in it or not anyway, but it worked. It helped. And so cool. So, and I did my knee exercises probably religiously every day for like 10 years because I did not want to end up like my older brother who did not, and he has massive knee problems. Okay. And so, because he didn't take care of himself, and it's not just exercise that takes care of this knee, by the way. Okay. So, as years go on, I have this tubing accident. Oh God, that really hurts. I couldn't actually walk for like 30 minutes. This is like a big deal. I could have actually fractured my femur or my kneecap. I did go to the doctor. There were just some things about it that were not resolving. A very similar pattern I was seeing when I was 14. I opted for surgery. I was only 26. I hadn't gotten into the things that I know now. And if I would have known then what I know now, I would not have had that second surgery. But it doesn't stop me from doing things. Okay. But I'm also not stupid about it either. Okay. I have an instability in my knee because of the lack of integrity that is on a particular ligament that holds my knee in a particular place. Now, can I support this knee with knee strengthening exercises? Yes. And knee strengthening exercises are more than just the surrounding tissue of the knee. It is what's above the knee. Of course, my glutes are my favorite. Of course, then there's the abs, there's quads, hamstrings. You have to consider calves and your shin muscle, the anterior tibialis, and ankle muscle. So you have to consider all those. Knee is in a precarious place. And so it needs lots of support. And because it's inherently unstable, but we create that stability. Okay. The only thing that I cannot do anymore is I cannot run regularly. Okay. I really enjoyed that. I did triathlons and duathlons for 20 years. That my knee is not what stopped me from doing that. It was actually opening up my studio, my personal training and yoga studio. It was a time factor. And it probably saved my knee in the long run is what had happened. So really the only thing, impact type things are the things that I just don't do, because that will continue to accelerate that joint wear and tear. Okay. So now over the past couple of weeks, probably a little longer, but for sure the past couple of weeks, my knee has hurt. Now, with all this stuff that has gone on throughout my life around this knee, I would have never said my knee hurt the way this knee hurt. The swelling had increased. Wearing a compression brace didn't help. They all just kind of sort of helped, right? Backing off my weight training sort of helped. Backing off in my classes sort of helped, right? And so I decided that I shouldn't say decided, because it was more than a decision. We all do this. We'll hear something in our head like, don't do that. He's bad news. She's bad news. Don't go that direction. Ooh, go this direction. So we feel that, right? So it was kind of like that, right? I just kept hearing tape. All right. So I looked up a video on how to tape my own knee with the kinesiology tape. I also did PDTR on my knee. Finally, whatever took me so long to do that. I don't know why. It was so hysterical. Anyway, so I did the PDTR before I taped my knee. After doing PDTR, oh my God, my knee felt amazing. I taped my knee. It felt even more amazing. Now, I did something I tell my clients not to do when they feel their best, because they're actually at their most vulnerable. Oh my God, I finally felt so good. And I overdid it. I overdid it with my weight training. I overdid it with my classes. I overdid it with my dogs, walking my dogs. And so my knee it blew up. I also probably taped my knee too aggressively. I found another video that was a less aggressive technique. Okay. So anyway, so that started to happen. So that was a bit frustrating because I wanted to blame it on everything else instead of me being stupid. Okay. So we all do it, by the way. Okay. So I take the tape off, give it a break. Now, during all of this, of course, I'm eating properly. And when I mean eating properly, I mean eating properly. Okay. Anything that doesn't agree with my system is out, whether it looks like it's good for you or not. Maybe it's not good for me at the time because there were some foods that had to come out because energy wise and how complex they are to break down, i.e. meat, needed to come out. Now, did I still eat protein? Of course. I ate easier proteins to digest. Those would be eggs, cheese, bone broth, other dairy products and such, so I could still continue to get this as well. Okay. That's part of the puzzle. So I'm digressing a little bit. I'm jumping. Now this is the fourth time I've done this video. So now it seems really different. Okay. Anyway, so I'm doing natural anti-inflammatories to start. So that means I'm doing turmeric. I'm doing tart cherry juice, concentrate. Boy, there was one more I was doing around that. I can't remember what that was suddenly. And it was just kind of sort of helping. Okay. So now I get the swelling down. I do more PDTR and I am taking aspirin at some point because the pain was becoming too much and I was becoming grumpy, inflamed, trouble sleeping and such. So that is why aspirin had to come into play. And sometimes you actually need that. Okay. So it's not to say all that stuff is bad. It's bad when it's chronic use. Okay. So I find a video that is less aggressive on the taping. I retape my knee. Do PDTR first, retape my knee. And now this time, what I do, this is kind of like going into the next week, I don't do certain classes that are really hard on my knee. Okay. And I had to reformat them as well. So I needed to rest. So it was cold and nasty that particular week of March. So it worked out really well. I even stopped walking the dogs because the most vulnerable position for my knee is actually straight. So walking at some point can get really hard on my knee as well, whether I'm wearing a brace or not, but definitely taping seems to help substantially. So even when my knee started to feel better, I still made sure I just backed off a few more days since I went berserk the week before. The swelling's going down, things are working. It's beautiful. Okay. So I test everything out on a particular class where it's heavy in the lunges, it's heavy on the squatting. So I can see what the heck is going on. My knee did phenomenal. It actually felt great. And so now what I needed to do at this point is also to add in my knee exercises. Okay. So I have 8 exercises that I do, and I will do a separate video on those because, as you can see today, I'm in my office and I don't feel like being out on the floor doing my video quite yet around the exercises because that would take a really long time to do actually. Okay. So now the things that I look at, so now my knee is doing great. I do those knee exercises anywhere between 2 and 4 times a day. It depends on actually the muscles because if they're tired and fatigued, working tired and fatigued muscles, it doesn't work. Actually, you need rest is what you need. I need to rest them because I have to actually fulfill trying to do classes on top of it. Okay. So how do we look at the puzzle? How do you look at the bigger picture? Okay. So it's the 6 foundational factors. Okay. What are the 6 foundational factors? Thoughts, breathing, hydration, sleep, nutrition, working out versus working in. Okay. I'm going to start with thoughts and emotions because that is the heaviest player in this. And is it the heaviest player in my knee issue? Yes. Is it the heaviest player in the other 2 people that I talked about? Yes. Are they going to address it? I don't know. It's up to them. It's up to them. I think one of them will for sure. Am I going to address mine? Absolutely. Because my goal is to rule out absolutely everything before I would have to go visit the doctor. I do not think doctors are bad. But there's also alternative ways, right? And it's trying to find that particular doctor as well that will help you like that. Okay. So now, having a conversation with one of my clients about my knee, didn't think I was going to read, so I was taking my glasses off, but then I realized I got to read something to you. All right. So, and she had talked about, because I still wasn't quite, I wasn't even close to addressing the emotions at this point, because I'm like, what on earth could it be? Right. And the conversation I was having with her, she said that maybe she had heard somewhere that the knee is related to fear. I've not heard the knee being related to fear, but I know the knee is related to the gallbladder in relationship with meridians and such. Gallbladder is associated, its connection to is resentment. And maybe I'm resenting myself for not stepping up to the fear of shifting as my business needs me to shift. So I'm a little pissed because it boils down to just a couple of emotions, which would be fear and shame, because that's the shadow aspect of it. And then the light side is belonging and love, I believe. I think I might have those wrong, but not quite wrong, but you get the gist, right? Okay. So I decided, thank God for the universe or the internet, right? Because I can go search for things and I can go learn things about myself on different platforms and take what resonates with me, that deep gut feeling, that heartfelt feeling, right? Okay, so I found a website. It's awesome. I can't remember the name of the website at the moment. I have it saved. I'll put it in the box below. So you can go check it out as well. And then they are related to the emotional freedom technique. And I'm not quite sure if you've heard of that, but they get into tapping and saying affirmations. It's pretty powerful stuff. So these are affirmations. So my specific search was, of course, knee pain, fear, etc. This comes up. So they get into joints from head down, and weight loss and such. So definitely check them out when I put the link below. So they had something up for the right knee. I thought that was really cool. And so issues could be need to be more assertive. Well, I certainly need to be more assertive around this shift and why I'm doing my video, right? All right. Not wanting to give into authority. Okay. Past couple of years, like it's pretty obvious to everybody. All right. And conflict. So I have an inner conflict about the shift. Okay. That's my inner conflict. Moving in a direction you don't want to, but you go anyway. Okay. Because I'm avoiding moving into the place I need to be going into because it's uncertain. The uncertainty is quite high. Okay. I do this stuff all the time. I do it privately with clients and I do it privately with myself. And to bring it out more into the open is my inner conflict. And it'll be okay. It's always okay. It's always okay. It's just me being poopy, right? Spiritual turmoil. This is actually a spiritual turmoil while I'm going through this because I'm going against the passion. I'm going against what I'm meant to be here for. Okay. Conflict over no longer being physically able to do something you used to be able to do. Now, that's a recent thing. Okay. So a deep knowing, though, that as soon as I get back on track on that path I'm supposed to be on, that it will start to sort itself out. Okay. So now the beauty part of they had a free affirmations meditation around the knee itself. You could easily insert the joint you want to put in here if it resonates with you. I did this together with everything else. Okay, but I'm going to read these to you. My knees move freely and easily. Okay, keywords: freely and easily. My knees support me securely. Feeling secure, right? My knees are strong. I am strong. I am free to move forward. Nobody's holding me back but me. Okay. It is easy to let go of everything that no longer serves me. I move forward with grace and ease. I am stable and well balanced. I am perfectly aligned. I am safe and secure. I am loved and supported. I lovingly allow love, joy, and good health to flow through my mind and my body. My knees are strong and healthy. My knees support me easily and effortlessly. I am safe and loved and totally supported. So I read that at least 4 times a day before I go out and do my knee exercises or before I go and teach my class. I check my knee. Now I'm lucky enough. Okay, I know PDTR. If any of you have ever experienced PDTR, you know this is not an easy assessment tool, corrective tool to learn and implement, let alone do it on yourself. I can't teach this to people. It's too complicated, actually. But there's things I'm coming up with that would help you, okay, around this. And that's part of my job on this earth while I'm here, is to do that and to teach that to people. All right. But right now, I'm still just practicing my PDTR specifically on myself. Okay. I still do stretches. I still do strengthening. Okay. I do my PDTR. I wrap my leg. Good to go. I check my leg, knee every few days around PDTR if I need to do PDTR. Okay. But the 6 foundational factors I go over every single day in my head. Okay. There's my mindset. There it is. Okay. So what that then does with my breathing, it calms the system. My breathing then becomes relaxed, and my relaxed breathing is proper, meaning it's not inverted, not holding my breath, not doing any of that stuff. It also helps with the rest of my body with moving fluids around, because here comes the hydration part, right? So you're trying to hydrate because you know the hydration is good for your joints because we're mostly water, right? But if you're inflamed, you have an affinity for the water. The cells have the affinity for the water, so the cells pull it into the water and you become more inflamed. So you're like, shit, what do I do? Well, so part of this process, not this recent process, but I did it a few months ago, especially after I went through my advanced PDTR training and we got into the lymphatic system, the organs, and such, and cranial nerves. I felt there was still something missing within those assessments to be able to help people. And I did Dr. Nicholson's lymphatic mojo, organ mojo, and his vagus nerve mojo. What I love about Dr. Nicholson is that he is about empowering you. And I do my best to make sure you guys know how to do this. That's why it takes me so long to kind of explain something, because I want you to memorize it. I want you to feel it so you remember it so you can do it. Okay. So the lymphatics, that's our detox. That's part of our detoxification. That is a part about moving waste around and out of our body, and etc. Simplistic view. Okay. It's short video. Okay. So I implemented those techniques to help move that fluid around. It brought not just my knee inflammation down, but it brought my global inflammation down from this. And then I could move the junk out, basically. Okay. So, and I could also then at that point do organ resets, basically loving on my organs. Okay. There's a massive ligamentous structure in there. So I'm kind of stretching the ligaments to help these guys out. And it's powerful because it relaxes you, because I'm affecting the vagus nerve, which is about relaxation. Okay. Dr. Nicholson his business is called Stop Chasing Pain. He does these webinars and he sells quite a few of this stuff, these videos, webinars that you can learn yourself. Of course, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I can help you. If you're close, I can do it on you specifically, and teach you how to do it. And if not, I can teach you how to do this via Zoom, because it's a self-treatment. It's self-treatment. So I can walk you through everything. And it's just so amazing because it's a huge shift. It's a huge shift because if you're constantly fighting, you are not healing. Okay. And so we did that. So that's hydration and then sleep. Well, then of course, if I'm bringing my stress levels down, I can sleep, right? I can sleep better throughout the night and get more restorative and rejuvenating sleep. The body does physiological repair between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. You miss that, you miss it. Okay. And emotional or psychological repair between 2 a.m. and 6 p.m. So we don't want to miss those regularly. Okay. So now that was sleep. Then we have nutrition. Okay. Organic. It's pretty much all I do. I do grow my own food. This is the first year I've learned to do it inside the house. There's plenty of videos. There's plenty of books out there to help you do that, even if you don't have a lot of direct sunlight. I have an arrow garden to play around with, even though I have this room that has tons of sunlight in it. So it's not about perfect. It's about, hey, let's experiment, explore, learn, have fun, and keep doing it. So I'm going to get my garden for outside ready. I even some of the above ground vegetables for me, when bought at the store, still kind of irritates me when I do grow my own, and it irritates my stomach less. Rare exceptions, I can go either way on them. But usually leafy greens, I do not do well, even if they're organic and store-bought. This is stuff you learn about yourself and how you prep for yourself so you can be more sustainable for yourself, more self-responsible for yourself, and you know how to take care of yourself. Okay, so that was nutrition. Oh, okay, so the nutrition part, when your body is under more stress, it is very difficult for your body to digest your food and absorb minerals and vitamins. And so this is where certain foods had to come out and certain foods had to come in, make a bigger presence, because I needed easier digestible proteins for sure to come into the diet, because it's very challenging. Digestion takes up an enormous amount of energy. Okay. If I don't have that, because I'm so stressed out from everything, my body's stressed because of the internal stress happening, then food's just going to rot in my stomach to begin with. Okay. So I switched those foods out. Supplements that I take regular. So because it's challenging to grow, I'm learning to grow indoors. Okay. But I do greens. I do a greens powder in my shake, in my protein shake / fruit smoothie. It's a hugely complete, wonderful tasting greens. I tried out several green companies, and this one is my favorite. I absolutely love their products, so much so I did become an affiliate, and I will leave that link below so you can check out their products. The greens are my favorite, and also the zeolite, which is it's a cellular detoxification. It's amazing. It's amazing stuff. Other supplements that I used, liver. It's a liver, heart, and kidney. Sorry, I'm thinking about food. Supplement. Sorry, I just kind of blanked out on those words. I get those at Paleo Valley. It's very highly sourced. It's great stuff, especially if you are not someone who can stomach eating liver or making liver pates, so you can stomach it, heart, or even kidney. That's the richest source of all these vitamins and minerals that helps your thyroid, helps all your other glands. I have a hard time stomaching it. I'll make it for my dogs, and I can easily eat it. I've eaten it before. I eat it all over the place, but for some reason I won't eat it when I make it. I don't know why. It's just that weirdo-ness that we have around ourselves, and such. Anyway, and another set of supplements I do get from Ascent Nutrition. I am an affiliate with them as well. I love these products, especially around the thyroid support one, in conjunction with that liver support. Going into your 50s. Now, I was put into surgical menopause at 31. I've never had a symptom until now. And it's not a hot flash, by the way. It's weight gain. I'm only 5'2", so even 5 pounds is a lot. And it shows up as a lot. And so I was recently, probably for a couple of months, getting hot waves, not hot flashes, hot waves, heat waves, not hot, because it wasn't hot. I would just notice I'd get a little warm and then I'd go away. I get a little warm, go away. Okay. And then it would wake me up in the middle of the night, but it's not sweats like some of the other stuff my clients unfortunately suffer through. So of course I want to do this naturally. This is where the thyroid support comes in, and there is no more hot flashes or heat waves. My heat waves, they're all gone. So I love this stuff, this thyroid support. Also, I do the liver support. The liver support is not the same as what I get for the organ. This is different. These are herbs and such. And I use that in conjunction with the majestic mushrooms, because the majestic mushrooms help with brain function and your microbiome as well. And so those have been cycled in, and some of the amounts are coming down. And as I start to feel better, because I don't need nearly as much supplementation from it as well. All right. So then the working out versus working in. I had to scale back on the workouts, and I had to increase the working in. Working in looks like many things. Okay. Taking baths, but I'm here to tell you, you can only take so many baths before it's like, okay, this is like, I can't do this anymore. So you want to build that toolbox. So this is where, when I was learning the vagus nerve and the organ resets and the lymphatic mojo. So when I'm in the bathtub and I can't, and it's just hard to relax, even with the music, and you're like, blah. I'll start going through the lymphatic and the organ resets, and I start to chill out. So that's really, really helpful. So this is why there's so many relaxation techniques out there, is because they actually all work. It's just the timing of how they work and when they work for you. Just the bath by itself was not relaxing for me. So I needed to add in those techniques to get that relaxation. So I've been implementing those in some workshops that I've been doing around the organs, the vagus nerve, the chakras, breath, and meditation. So those have been really fun, and teaching people how to do these things themselves as well. So this is how I got my knee sorted out. And do I still have to do those exercises even though my knee feels better? Absolutely, because it's not ingrained into the nervous system quite yet. It takes a lot of reps before that actually happens. And I'm probably going to work them into my workout program somehow, and that I'm just going to probably do them forever. Basically, I don't do boring exercises, by the way, unless I absolutely and totally have to. And those actually, we kind of get you progressed as quickly as we can. So you're doing more integrated type work patterns. So, because that's how your body works. You isolate and then you integrate, is how that works. Now, again, if you're having serious issues with your knee, you had a trauma to the knee specifically, you need to get that cleared via the doctor first. I've had no direct trauma to my knee. My pain got better, not worse. So again, if your pain is getting worse, again, you need to seek out some medical attention as well. If you need some PDTR work, let me know. I'm here for you. Lymphatics, organs, vagus. Okay. Now, as you see, I'm going to start doing more videos. This is part of my life's path. And it's also, I have a course that I'm building around mindset and overcoming or conquering. I like conquering better. Conquering your self-sabotaging behaviors and beliefs. because 90% of anything that you do, it is around your mindset and your self-sabotaging beliefs, whether you achieve it or not achieve it. We all do it. We all have them. And it's a matter of facing them. And so once you face it and you get through it, it feels amazing. It might suck in between, but it feels amazing once that happens. It's also helping you, it's teaching you heightened consciousness, awareness, tapping into your intuitive abilities. And so how corrective work for me is going to evolve is getting more into frequencies and vibration. I'm already doing it and we see it happening. We just might not call it like that, right? So if I do a PDTR correction on you, or I've done a vagus nerve work on you and you feel better, I've changed your frequency and how you're vibrating in the world, right? So we want to try to be more conscious of that and learn how to do that. So if you're having any sort of trouble or blockages, again, still reach out. Even though my program might not be necessarily up yet for self-work, we can still have a session where I can implement things for help you, give you suggestions for you to implement, and see what happens. There might be some things I'm seeing that you might not see quite yet. Does that sound like, well, I am intuitive and so are you, but we have different intuitive abilities, and I might be seeing something or hearing something that, that you might not be aware of yet because it's in your blind spot, and I can help bring that to the surface if you're ready to look and work on it. But hopefully this helped you out in some way, got those brain cells going, and some ideas rolling, and let's see what works. And so have a great day.